Might be a little jittery, a little imperfect, but you can't get this game in America. Well, you can. You have to burn it or import it and then use a PS1 region free hack. With another hack on a memory card, which is really difficult to do. So it was just easier for me to run it on an emulator than a PS3. Or I could technically run it on a PS3, no problem. I just didn't. Policnauts by Hideo Kojima, the creator of Metal Gear, Silent Hill, and so many other amazing franchises. But this is the long-forgotten Policnauts. I am so excited. I've been wanting to play this for years. I gotta remember that B on the Xbox controller is A, because they swap it in Japan. So pumped for your build to be done. Yeah, I'm super excited as well. It's gonna be a lot of fun to work on. It's so different. So good. Enjoy the show, everyone. That's going to happen pretty frequently. And this hard drive might drop out. I have to replace this specific hard drive.
2010年、人類初のスペースコロニービヨンドコーストが完成し、人類の宇宙への本格的進出が開始された。2013年、コロニーへの一般市民の移住に伴い、数十万の移住者たちの治安を守るため、俺たち5人の宇宙訓練を受けた警官が選抜された。イギリス・スコットランドヤードからゲイツ・ベッカー、日本の警視庁からジョセフ・貞興徳川、アメリカ・ニューヨーク市警からサルバトーレ・トスカニーニ、そしてロサンゼルス市警から俺とエド・ブラウン。世界中の警察からえりすぐられた俺たちは、警察権限を持つ宇宙飛行士としてポリスノーツと呼ばれた。
That's got to be terrifying. Oh my god. I have no idea how this game's played. It says it's a light gun shooter. Obviously, I'm using a controller. I could program my Wiimote to work, but I really want to spend like 90 hours programming that. Maybe. We'll see. Hideo Kojima, baby. Legend. Tanaka, legend. Here it is, the iconic photo. There he is. Absolute legend. Hideo Kojima. So this is an FMV game. I should be clear. This is an FMV game. It's a lot of cutscenes. It's like watching an anime. A lot of cinematic experience went into making this because Hideo Kojima wanted to be a movie producer in Japan, and then he ended up making video games.
俺はジョナサン・イングラム。30年前スペースコロニーのビヨンドコーストでポリスノーツとして働いていた。もっともエンプス事故で宇宙をさまよっていた俺にはわずか数年前のことにしか思えない。まだ生々しい記憶だ。妻や友人、仕事、何もかも30年前に置いてきてしまった。あの事故で覚悟を失った俺はこの汚れた町オールド LA でネゴシエーターまがいの探偵をしている。幼児誘拐や人身売買のネゴシエート、身代金の仲介、脱獄犯の逮捕などヤバい依頼ばかりだ。だが俺みたいな過去をなくした男にはそんな世の中の海がなければ飯も食っていけない。せいぜい腹いっぱいになるまで頑張るしかないか。
Is he talking about space? Ooh.
さて、依頼人が来るまで何をしようか。この部屋には俺の過去を示すものがたくさんある。前方の壁には新聞の切り抜きや写真が。机の上にはあいつとの写真。どれも記憶の空白を埋めるものばかりだ。
Oh, here we go. The half-empty beer can. The only beer most people can afford anymore is this imitation beer. It sucks remembering how good cold ones used to be. Man, you gotta crack open a cold synthetic one with the boys. This is a video phone with a built-in printer, though. I've disabled the video from my end. Most of my cases come in over the phone. Clients don't particularly like meeting up in person. Okay. This is my baby, a Beretta 92F. I've used it since I was a cop. She's a bona fide recoil gun equipped with a laser sight. Damn, son. I use special 10-round magazines with armor-piercing bullets. Oh, good to know. I don't carry her so I can go around shooting everything in sight. She's strictly for protection. Good to know. This is a replica of the badge I had in the LAPD. Sure does take me back. There's a picture from those days on the wall. We'll be taking a look at that. Why do you smoke? These cabinets are filled with information on past cases and clients. They're not exactly a pleasant read, but the papers inside are worth their weight in gold. This is a newspaper article from when I was rescued from the EMP survival ball 3 years ago. I'll read some of the article. Policnaut Johnathan Ingram, presumed dead after the incident during a spacewalk in an EMPS. Prototype 25 years ago has been rescued by the unmanned exploration vessel Propaganda. His miraculous survival is being attributed to the fact that he transferred himself to an equipped life pod at the time of the accident and remained in cold sleep for the entire time. He's gathering attention as a living example of the effects of 25 years of cold sleep on the human body. It took over a year for my muscles to return to normal after I got back. Wow, there's so much to click on. This is so unique. This is a picture of me taken when I was a Policnaut. It was a relatively small article. This is a photo was taken to commemorate the selection of the Policnauts. So is he on the bottom left there? 5 officers out of all of the world's police organization were chosen and trained. We are called the original cops after the Mercury program's original 7. We are wearing ejection escape suits here. Those are obsolete now. Back then, everyone thought the orange-colored suits were cool. They are pretty cool.
エド・ブラウン。俺の人生で最も信用できる親友であり、良きパートナーだった。
That's Ed. He was chosen out of the LAPD along with me. That's Joker Sadak. So I'm guessing he's going to be important. Sadaiki Tokagawa. He came from the Tokyo Metropolitan Police Department in Japan. He's new. He's now the head of the Tokagawa Group. That's Gates Becker. He came from Scotland Yard in the UK. I heard he's risen pretty high up throughout the ranks of Beyond Coast Police. That's Salvatore Toscanini. Came from the NYPD. Apparently he resigned from Beyond Coast Police over 10 years ago. Ed's still on Beyond, as far as I know. Maybe I'll give Ed another call if my next case turns out well. So that's gotta be him? I was absolutely ecstatic, but Lorraine, she was against me going to space. Then when I went to Mars, that was when we started to drift apart. Oh man. You really hate to see it. This is a photo of me and Lorraine at Lucas World.
ロレイン、俺のワイフ。いや、それも過去のことだ。俺があの事故を起こした後、ビヨンドで再婚したらしい。今では他人のワイフだ。日本人とアメリカ人との2世。あいつにはどこか神秘的なところがあった。
Lorraine was a student at the UCLA. We met after her place got broken into. Oh, you're her little hero. This is me and Lorraine on our wedding day. I was still a cop here in LA. Lorraine dropped out of UCLA after we got engaged. Well, that's not good. Lorraine was like an angel in her wedding dress. I remember discovering my rental tux didn't fit right before the ceremony. I originally had a black tuxedo. Hey man, white tuxedo, black tuxedo, who cares, right? This was a newspaper article reporting on the success of the first manned mission to Mars. I took part in it while undergoing my Policnauts training. It was written 26 years before the article about my rescue. Wow, there's a lot to look at. Let's just do a quick save, make sure we don't crash. Alright, we're good. Oh, we're waiting for his client to show up. Check the machine. Maybe there's a call from someone with a case.
もしもし、なんだ、間違った、ごめんよ。
間違い電話とはバカにしてる。やっぱり事件の依頼は入ってないか。
こちら水道局ですが、水道料金が未払いです。早急に納金してください。
汚染した水を飲ませてるくせに。くそ。仕事の依頼電話はないか。
This is a piece of paper with information on a client. I've been asked to look for their 4-year-old son. You just don't see many ransom kidnapping nowadays. It's safer for the kidnappers to quickly sell off the victim's organs to organ buyers, and they're guaranteed to see a return that way too. I've got a bad feeling about this one. Ooh, not fun. It's a crumpled up piece of paper. This is a note from an old case. I'm not sure when it was. I had it stuck to the phone. Ah, so that's something he does regularly. This is an investigation report to a client, though I haven't gotten very far with it. It was another child kidnapping, but my negotiations with the kidnapper failed. Oof. I couldn't save the child. Oof. He's probably already been cut apart and his organs trafficked to buyers. Oh! It's getting graphic. Your omen about to be a spaceship? Yeah. Yeah, it definitely is going to be a mean PC. I got this pen when I was in LAPD. The mayor gave it to me along with that award. Knowing Ed, he probably still has his too.
Johnathan, 私よ。最近ちっとも飲みに来ないじゃない。しけてるわね。
そうだ。俺はしけてる。分かってるさ。
Come on, Ed.
仕事の依頼電話はないか。
I just called him Ed. He's not Ed. This is a miniature of the Beyond. Ed made it for me. That's pretty dope. There's a newspaper article about Beyond on the wall, I think. Is that my problem? I need to read all of these? This is a newspaper article about my accident that occurred during the EMP spacewalk outside Beyond. It was written the year after the one about the Mars landing. A year. Wow. NASA. This image was taken from camera aboard a nearby space shuttle. This was me and the Yuri as we were released from the hangar. I'll read some of the article. A malfunction occurred in the Vermeer thruster of the Yuri EMP's prototype during a test spacewalk of the device yesterday. The Yuri had been scheduled to be used by a Policnaut outside the colony. The EMPs has since vanished without a trace. The Yuri is equipped with a survival ball. Oh. The official test... he got into the survival ball and survived. The official test had been scheduled for tomorrow. I remember that what Salvatore said. Whatever you do, don't screw up, Johnny boy. Everyone back home is going to be watching. There were still a lot of people opposed to the space development back then. It all happened so fast. Before I knew it, the 4 of them were gone. Everything after that's a blur. Next time I opened my eyes, I was lying on a hospital bed. Okay, this is what we just read. Oh, I did it again.
今日は運がいい。こんな早い時間に客が来るとは。どうぞ。鍵はかかっていない。
ジョナサン、久しぶり。
ロレイン。
そう、私よジョナサン。28年ぶりね。
今頃どうして。
私おばさんになったでしょ。あなたは変わらないわ、あの頃のまま。
ロレイン、なぜ今になって俺のところに。
許してもらおうなんて思ってないわ。厚かましいのも分かってる。でも頼れる人がいないの、あなたしか。
何があったんだ。
助けてほしいの、私の夫が大変なことに。
Not cool.
分かった。さあ入って。
いいえ、ここで結構よ。あなたにこんな姿見られたくはないもの。
じゃあロレイン、いや依頼人さん、とにかく話だけでも聞こうか。
Is that the LS? They cost a fortune here. Yeah, but this one's a little old. They're all the rage on home, too. Ellie's changed the design of its bag every year while producing them in limited numbers, then destroys all the originals. That's why they're so expensive, is it? Interesting. That's a nice coat you got. Yeah, I guess if you can afford it, why not, right? You're best not wandering around this area dressed like that. Johnathan, don't look at me like that. I'm 55 now. That necklace couldn't have been cheap. Yeah, it's pearl. I thought it wasn't easy getting a hold of pearls on Beyond. That's right, they haven't had any success with culturing pearls there, and the number produced on home continues to drop every year. They can never afford all those luxuries. They're not that expensive, at least not for us. Oh, they're talking. I didn't know they were talking. You're wearing earrings? I know, I never liked earrings before. Can't expect people not to change over 30 years. Are they pearl too? Yeah. There's another reason why pearls are so expensive there. Beyond strictly controls the inflow of goods from home. Yeah, they've laid down their own special import regulations, haven't they? Even the prices of food stuff like rice and wheat is astronomical there. Of course, that's partly because of how difficult it is to grow anything. If only they could just find a simpler way of importing food from home. I guess it can't be that easy. No doubt about it, it's really her. So, alright. Beyond. Why don't we get to it then? What's Beyond like these days? Beyond's different, a lot different. You wouldn't recognize it either. Everything's settled down there. It's pretty much like any ordinary city now. You have any kids, Lauren? I have a daughter. Her name's Karen.
で、君の夫がどうしたって。
夫の北条健三が3週間前会社に出かけたきり行方不明なの。会社や警察に問い合わせても誰も取り合ってくれないの。
それで地球へ。
嫌な予感がするの。何かあったに違いないわ。
蒸発とかじゃ。
蒸発なんて考えられない。この地球ならともかくコロニーで行方不明だなんてきっと何かの事件に。
脅迫みたいなものは。
いえ、何も。まるで神隠しにあったみたい。
金目当ての誘拐ではなさそうだ。俺たちがいたあの頃から30年近く経っているが何も変わっちゃいない。本当のロスは北に移転しちまったがな。ただたまに今日みたいに雪が降るんだ。異常気象らしい。
I wonder why that did a cutscene.
ロスに雪が降るなんて。
例の地下鉄もスラム化が進んだんで廃止になってる。
World lore.
ビヨンドの発展とは対照的ね。
ここは時代から取り残されたところだからな。
Alright, well, why don't I tell you about what's going on with me? I've been working as a private investigator for the past few years. As you probably guessed, finding work can be a bit of a struggle, but I'm managing. I see. That's good to hear. Okay, let's go ahead and be polite. Where does your daughter live? Karen is a news anchor on Beyond. News anchor. She's pretty famous there. And then let's get to her new husband.
君が再婚した北条ってどんな人物なんだ？
北条は日系2世で、あの徳川グループの徳川製薬に勤める技術者よ。生真面目で勤勉で、とても悪いことなんかできない人。そうだ、写真持ってきたの。これが彼の写真よ。
なるほど。どう見ても悪人には見えないな。幸せそうじゃないか。
ええ。
ええ。さっきのイヤリングだね。
この写真預かってくださるわよね。
強引だな。
So this is Hojo. I actually don't have that many pictures of him. I'm sure it'll come in useful. Okay. Let's... Takagawa. The conglomeration's reach doesn't stop at Beyond. They essentially run space. And Joseph Sadoka... I'm gonna have a hard time. Joseph S.T. runs the group. He's just as well known on home as he is out there. If Hojo's a Takagawa employee, suppose we can't totally rule out he was kidnapped. You could get money out of that, I'd imagine. No one on Beyond would ever think of messing with Takagawa. They're too afraid of that retaliation. It wouldn't be worth it. How'd you guys meet? I moved to Beyond right after you went missing. After how much you hated it? I just wanted to be closer to you any way I could. I met Kenzo at the Nihonin Matsuri run by Takagawa. Nihonin Matsuri? It's a festival for Japanese people on Beyond. So why were you there? I have Japanese blood too, remember? Let's go ahead. You notice anything unusual about your husband before he disappeared? All the years I knew him, he'd been your typical company employee. He'd get up, leave for work, then come walking through the door at the end of the day. Same schedule, day in, day out. Quite a change from my hours. For the past few months, he'd become more unpredictable, you might say. Can't really draw anything concrete from that. You think he'd become involved in something, though? That's my gut feeling, yeah. If there were indications of some sort of trouble beforehand, the chances of it being a ransom, kidnapping are pretty slim. Clues, baby.
ロレイン、君の勘だけではわからないな。何か手がかりになるようなものは。
北条から預かっているものがあるの。カプセル剤と葉の切れ端なんだけど、なんだかわからないけど重要なものらしいわ。
カプセルと葉か。
自分に何かあったらこれを警察か信用のできる人のところへ届けるようにって。
信用のできる人か。
ね、蒸発なんかじゃないでしょ。
Interesting.
どっちからでもいいが。それは？
これがそのカプセルよ。
何の薬だろう。
わからないの。
徳川製薬に関係するものだろうか。
これ預かってくださる？
Interesting. We got some strange drugs, everybody.
じゃあもう一つのその葉の切れ端ってのは。
これがその葉よ。見たことのない葉だわ。
しかしなぜ半分なんだろう。
最初から半分だったわ。預かってくださる？それ。
Interesting. On home, kidnappers are becoming almost as frequent as rapes and robberies. Trafficking people's more profitable than drugs or prostitution right now. That's terrible. It's surprising to hear about a case like yours these days. So you'll help me? I need to hear more about the situation first. To be honest with you, I don't see how something like this could be that important. But if he went out of his way to give it to you, I suppose there must be something to it. I wonder what kind of plant it's from. You'll be able to get an analysis done, right? I could try. Any idea what these could be for? They look like ordinary medical capsules you'd find at any pharmacy. Can you get analysis performed? Capsules and a leaf. I'll have to get an expert for these. Do you know someone? You need to be sure they're not connected to Takagawa. This is home. That won't be a problem. Yeah, because you have Beyond, which is the spaceship, and Home, which is essentially Earth.
その今預かった手がかりの品の他には。
口癖のように言ってたことがあるの。プラトーに何かあるって。
プラトーに何かある。何のことだろう。
Plato. Plato? Could he have said Pluto? To be honest, I'm not sure anymore. We still haven't been to Pluto, though.
依頼の内容については君の話で大体分かった。確かにただの蒸発じゃなさそうだ。
ジョナサン、引き受けてくれるわよね。お金なら心配しないで。お金はドル？円？
待ってくれ、ロレイン。ロレイン、即答はできないが考えておくよ。
ジョナサン、引き受けてくれるんじゃ。
悪いがしばらく考えさせてくれないか。今日のところは。
そうね。
すまない。これは預かっておくよ。
わかった。また来るわ。週末までビバリーヒルズのホテルニューローズにいます。いつでも連絡して。
Interesting.
ジョナサン、私許してもらおうなんて思ってない。あなたの帰りを待ちきれなかったの。ごめんなさい。あなたが救出された時、私心から嬉しかった。もっと早かったらすぐにでもあなたのところへ飛んで行けたのに。それが言いたかった。
ロレイン、ここへはどうやって？
ホテルで車借りたの。クラシックな感じの。
そうか。
会えてよかったわ。じゃあ。
What's with all these fake birds, chat? With all the fake birds. Wait, that's